Hello everyone, it's time for the 2019 and beyond video. I declared this to be a tradition last year, but I've only done two so far. This will be the third. For 17 I talked big and huge about the better of mankind, the better of future, our consciousness. Big ideas. I talked and talked for 30 minutes. Last year I was kind of focusing more on the individual. We have just had our second child, and I just wanted to talk then about how to incorporate the things you know and what you are aware of into your life, and kind of go full on with that, because that's the full spectrum of life. You have family life, 3 other people in my life. You have the obligations there, you have work, you have things you need to do, things you enjoy doing, you have there's so much to do. And besides all of that, I'm very interested in what's going on in the world. What are the latest things that happen? I like to get educated all the time, so this year has started off very pretty much on an input level. I've been reading a lot, PDFs, articles, and got some books I want to go through. That's why this video is kind of delayed basically, but now it will also be kind of a hassle because we're heading back to Sweden. We have spent our you can only stay 90 days, otherwise you will have to go through some in my opinion nasty bureaucracy of filling out papers and doing all that, and it's just not worth it for just an extra month or so more. So we got to spend the winter somewhere else. We enjoyed the sunshine and when the weather was good, and just living in the old part of Split and having this architecture nearby, which is a mix of centuries of millennia, basically the ancient and the new and so on. So that's been very nice, and we're gonna miss it, but at the same time there are things we can't do here, because when you're on the travel mode you're always limited in something. For example, in my case, one goal for this year is to make a studio. Now, studio sounds like a big fancy thing, but it's just basically a room with the equipment, and you leave and you come back and it's the same as you left it. So no need to sit on kitchen tables, in the bed, on the couch, on the floor, on the stairs, wherever. Just have a proper office. After so many years, it's time to actually get that done. This year I really want to do things that my kids find interesting, because they are growing up, so they are able to do more and more complicated and fun stuff. So I want to offer them that. And Florence, for example, really likes to paint and build and have projects that span over days. And I enjoyed that too when I was a kid. I used to build airplane models and lots of other things. Back to the big ideas. Whenever I'm having input period in my life where I read a lot, learn a lot of new stuff, watch documentaries, videos, I try to collect information to have the best of it, the essence of it, and save it, for myself, and also, who knows, for my kids, because however their education will look like in the future, in whatever shape and form it will be, it's good to be able to say, or ask some questions and present them with some information. But I'm also thinking that will come kind of naturally when you're growing up in an environment where both of your parents are able to discuss about a wide range of topics. And this year also, besides all the family stuff, I want to go on a kind of rower travel journey, trek, week, I don't know, road trip, where I can just go and hike my butt off basically, and get to places which are a bit harder with the family. One dream would be kind of to head off myself to to Norway, to Lofoten, Tromsø, and then have the family flown in afterwards, and then enjoy things together. Content wise for this channel, it will continue to be eclectic, but there are things that I would have really liked to have done, which I might do in the future, like mini kind of documentaries where I present something which I've been looking into, or getting in touch with somebody who can just talk about it, who knows more than I do. So in the same way, I'm like learning from the person, and that can be presented to more people. And it doesn't have to be something I agree with necessarily, because I can be inspired by things I don't agree or believe in. I can listen to people talk about such things, because the mechanism which they approach the subject is something separate from the subject. So I mean, that in itself can be inspiring, not necessarily, you know, the subject in itself or the conclusions. And also content wise, I will try to present more in the future of how to combine this kind of full spectrum lifestyle, where you have all the obligations you have, getting food on your table, enjoying some hobby, keeping a good relationship, having a family, and combining the you know, worldly events, the beautiful and the sinister, and to combine all that and not become pessimist or shrug it off and so on, but really like focus on, you know, empowering yourself. Okay, so I took some time to make this video. I really wanted it. It seemed like kind of loose, more loose than I intended it to be, but I hope the future content will kind of solidify my intention, which I was trying to communicate here. So take care and all the best. Ciao.